I made a video. At first it was supposed to be just for a couple of specific people and just some clips on my phone, but as it went on, I got the idea to make a real video with kind of some planning. So I'm already done videotaping all of it, and that's what you're about to see. But if some of the things I say in the beginning sound kind of weird, well, now you know why, because it's a video that happened after the first videos that happened, because I hadn't planned to do a video but then did a video. Yeah, so enjoy. Alright, so this was going to be a total surprise, but I decided to show you some of the process. And I'm going to try an experiment, try to make a time-lapse video of some drawers. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to show you what I got. And here she is. Sneak peek. You can see where the story is going to go. I'm not going to give you all the details yet. I'm not going to show you everything. I'm not going to explain what these shenanigans are for yet. But just know that I'm going to try to do a time lapse now of me making 2 drawers for these 2 slots. At least that's my goal. And the front doors for this whole setup, oh, quick peek, are right there. So now you get to sit back and relax and watch me and my coworker, and also my foreman, who's right here. That's right. The 3 of us are going to put together these drawers, and I'm going to try to do a time-lapse video, stitch it all together, and make it fancy. Wish me luck.
3 hours later.
I bet that you are just now expecting to see an awesome time-lapse video of my drawers getting put together. Here's the pieces. But you didn't see it because I didn't know that you can't have a time-lapse video with the camera turned around. So I made, I don't know, 6 or 7 sweet videos, and none of them got saved. So all the cutting, datoing, routing, I mean everything. It was beautiful. It was going to be like Academy Award winning, but phone didn't save any of them. So instead, I'm going to make a time-lapse video now of the assembly of those drawers, the camera facing the other way, and hopefully that one saves. And then you will be impressed. Let's give it a shot, okay? I bet 2 things. 1, you were impressed by that time lapse. I know you were. But number 2, you probably noticed in the middle there, a bit of a stutter, and I took apart one of the drawers that I had started putting together. That's because I cut the bottoms wrong, too long. So I had to recut it. And I had to move the camera, and so you didn't get to see that part. But the good news is the drawers are done. No drawer hardware, just sliding into wood. Should be fine. At this point, most of the construction is done. I'm going to spend the rest of today just putting wood filler, sanding, rounding edges, getting it ready for paint, because I'm going to paint it. Haven't decided yet what color I'm going to paint it, but I'm going to paint it. That's it for now. Okay, this is a terrible video. Let's be honest. I did a whole bunch of stuff since the last time I videotaped anything, and I forgot to videotape all of them. I'm not used to videotaping everything I do, and it's kind of a pain. So you didn't see most of it. Box is done. I made the stand for the box. One last thing to do on the stand, which now that I remember, I'm going to videotape it and I'll show you that part. Something pretty basic, but whatever. I'll show you the last product. And then we'll get that into the video and hopefully you enjoy it. I'm gonna go now. Okay, this is the stand. It's upside down, but there it is. Okay, these fancy little gizmos are designed to guide it into place. When you put it in place, I'll show you that later. What I'm going to do right now is up here, maybe slightly offset, I'm going to put in little spacers. The point of those spacers is so that when you put this thing in place, there's a gap, like a little gap, like this. And I want to just strengthen it so if somebody bumps it, it has something to hold and it's not free floating. Probably not necessary, but I'm going to try it anyway. So here we go. Up until now, there's been a whole lot of me talking and not a whole lot of me doing. So here's a good 3 minutes of me doing stuff. Starting with cutting these strips. First thing I wanted to do is make sure that everything was the same width so I can make all those pieces the same. So I'm running them through at about 3/4 of an inch. You'll notice as we go through here and I'm cutting these pieces that I'm being exceptionally careful when I'm taking that outside piece right there. See that? See how I'm being very careful? That's because that's the piece that I almost cut my fingers off trying to touch that piece of wood. Here now I'm basically just marking the distance from the bottom of the foot that these different pieces will be at. Now I put the pieces in place, use my pencil to mark where to go and where to cut them. Same thing for the other side, and then we will be ready to take the whole bundle over to the miter saw. Scratch, scratch. There we go. Now over at the miter saw, you'll see that I put it in place, use another stick to kind of hold it down so my fingers get away from the blade, and zip zip. Yes, I know that would lift it up a little bit and that's not going to produce the best cut in the world. But as you'll see in a second, I'm actually not cutting it right on the line. As you'll see here when I grab these two pieces, yeah, the camera wasn't focusing, so hold on a second. There we go. You can see that I cut just outside of the line. And in a minute, I'll tell you why. So the pieces are marked, so I know which leg they go on and on which side, so that the angles all match appropriately. And I'll take my finish nailer and nail them in place. Notice that I'm not using glue. I'm doing that because I'm not really sure in the long run if these pieces are going to end up causing too much wear and tear on the box and if they need to be removed. And so just in case I need to remove them, I didn't bother gluing them in, just the nails. Bam, bam. Now, remember I talked about not cutting directly on there? See how they stick out a little bit on both sides? That's because rather than trying to get the cut exactly perfect, I decided I would take my router and using a flush trim bit, I would then just trim them to the edge of the leg. Just make sure it's perfect every time. This is a flush trim bit. Notice the two bearings on the top and bottom. Those roll against the edge of the wood and make sure that the piece that's being cut is exactly the same as the piece it's up against. Here we go. So you'll see me trimming this one piece exactly to the leg. Ah, look at this. Slow motion. Very exciting. Okay. This part of the video might be a little whack because I might have to kind of go back and forth. But I'm going to sort of explain the stand now and some of the features. So bear with me. I'm going to turn the camera around and point out some stuff. Okay, there you have the box. And there you have the stand. Now, for storage purposes, the stand goes on the box. So you'll notice these guys, which we saw earlier, these serve a dual purpose. Number one, it allows a space for the stand to slip in when it's on top of the box. And number two, they serve as handles underneath. Notice that everything's cut smooth, so we can grab it, pick it up. This, you'll see in a bit, has to do with a support that goes up to hold a cutting surface that goes on here. Cutting surface is stored inside as well. So I'll show all the features of this guy afterwards. But now I'll set the camera down and do a video of the stand going on to the box. Very lightweight. Slip her on. Just like that. Voila. So I realized partway through the process that probably should have taken the video sideways. But this was supposed to be just on the phone in the beginning, so it stays up and down. First I'm going to show you the main setup, then I'll get behind the camera and show you all the features. Okay, so as you can see, everything stores inside. Pots, pans, kettle, room for paper towels, room for the canister of propane, stove on the bottom. One drawer is not divided. One drawer is divided. And all these extraneous parts then store back inside. So there we are, the end of the video. I'm gonna try to remember to look at the top of the phone where the camera is. That was it. Now you've seen the box. You've seen as many of the steps as I remembered to record. and the video's probably gonna suck a lot. My first time editing a video. Gio taught me, my son taught me how to edit that. So it's gonna be very rudimentary and very beginnerish, but it's a first step. Maybe I'll make another video. Maybe the next project I'll think things through a little bit better. Make sure I videotape everything. Keep the camera sideways so it looks good on YouTube. But for now, I'm gonna sign off. This video is long enough. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, well, it's free. So you can't complain too much. Sayonara.